Hey, everybody, welcome to episode number 1 of Big Blue Confidential. I am your host, Scott Fryer, and Big Blue Confidential, brand new podcast I started. Been wanting to do a football podcast for a long time, so you may recognize me from the baseball podcast, B3, with my good friend Chris Knott. But now we're starting into football, and I am ready to go. I am pumped for this season, but a little bit about what I'm doing. Big Blue Confidential. It's a weekly podcast where I'll talk all things New York Giants. I'll recap the last game, talk stats, give analysis, and look ahead to the next game and what to watch for. I'll also be bringing you live content from MetLife Stadium. I'm going to be talking to the fans, talking to opposing fans, even Eagles fans. You know, sometimes they find it hard to string sentences together and complete sentences and use words instead of grunting and groaning. But we'll talk to Eagles fans. We'll talk to Cowboys fans. Week 1 home game will be hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll talk to some Swifties. Maybe we'll talk to Taylor Swift herself. Who knows? I'll also bring you interviews, full game day and the full game day experience without actually showing you live game action. A little bit about myself. If you don't know me, I'm from New Jersey. Yes, I proudly admit that. I'm a Giant fan almost my entire life, going on 50 years now. I am currently a season ticket holder and a true believer, but Giant fans, I will call the Giants out when it deems. And lately, they've been needing to call out. I'm not that much of a homer. I am a little bit of a homer, but I'm not the guy that's gonna, go off on a rant every time you see my face on TV. I like to be the half full guy. I like to look ahead. I like to believe that this team is headed in the right direction. And we're going to get into that a little bit here tonight, but let's get it rolling, guys. A season preview for week 1. And we'll talk a little bit about the game against the Washington Commanders on Sunday afternoon at 1:00 down in DC. But let's talk about the preseason a little bit. A lot of excitement coming into the season. Great draft by Shane and Dable this year. Getting their guy, Abdul Carter, at number 3 as a Penn State fan. I was absolutely thrilled. Absolutely thrilled to have that man on my team. And he is going to be a huge difference maker for the New York Giants defensively. But the big fish, trading down from the 32nd pick to the 25th pick. And I want to talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about my man, Jackson Dart, who is going to be the quarterback of the future for the New York Giants. Now, listen, if you watched him play in college, if you watched him play in the preseason, and you saw him just for the little bit of game action that he played, you have to be excited, Giant fans. You have to be excited. If you're an Eagles fan, a Cowboys fan, a Commanders fan, you got to be worried a little bit. You outwardly, you laugh and you say, "Oh, it's the Giants." You laugh, whatever, bro. But deep down inside, you're worried about it. You're worried about the New York Giants being relevant again. I'm telling you right now, you can write it down, 7:40 p.m. on September the 3rd, 2025, on episode 1 of Big Blue Confidential. I will tell you right now that Jackson Dart will win a Super Bowl with the New York Giants as the starting quarterback. You can write that down, take it to the bank, baby. We will win a Super Bowl with Jackson Dart as our starting quarterback. I'm not saying it's this year. It's definitely not this year. I'm not saying it's next year, but it will happen. It will happen. He is that dude. And with the defense we're building and the talent he has around him, the weapons he has around him, this is going to be a New York Giants football team to be reckoned with in the future. But let's talk about preseason a little bit, okay? Preseason 3-0. 3-0. Giants never go 3-0 in preseason. I know, listen, I get it. It's preseason. You're playing against other guys who are scrubs. You're playing against practice squads. You're playing against fourth stringers. I get it. Okay, because the New York Giants, we've had nothing to cheer about for the last 3 seasons. Okay, nothing. It's been terrible. Okay, we have the right to be excited when the team does well in the preseason. I don't put too much stock into it because, again, you're playing against maybe not the best competition, but you have to still go out. You have to still execute. You have to do the things you're supposed to do. You have to run the plays correctly. You have to go out and do it. And this preseason, New York Football Giants did just exactly that. Went to Buffalo in week 1, walked away with a 10-point win, 35-25. Everyone looked good. Went home against the Jets, and we demolished the Jets. And listen, if you're a New York Giant fan, there's few things better. Even preseason or not, I don't care. Sending the Jet fans home out of MetLife Stadium back to the parking lot, back to the swamps of Jersey. Sad, because they get mad when they lose to us. I don't care if it's preseason. They get mad when they lose to us because they're the same guys that say, oh, it's just preseason. They're the same guys that will chant, let's go Jets, or Jets, 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 Jets down the ramp when you're walking out of the stadium after a preseason win. So I don't want to hear anything from a Jet fan about it's only preseason, because we kicked your teeth in, right? And then we hosted the New England Patriots. And again, as a Giant fan, a lot of us are Patriots haters. I'm not. Living in New England, I've learned to actually love and appreciate the New England Patriots. Not a favorite team. I just love what they did. I'm a big Brady guy, obviously a Belichick guy, being a Giant fan. If the Patriots were in the Super Bowl, exception of 43 and 46, I was rooting for the Patriots every time. I'm not rooting for an NFC team to beat the Patriots. I'm not rooting for an NFC team ever, unless it's the New York Football Giants. But being the Pats, the way we did, 42-10, I just loved it. The 107 points in the preseason in 3 games. Did the Giants score 107 points in 2024 in 17 games? We scored 107 points in 3 games and we only let up 47. Okay. And the way those kids were on the sidelines celebrating every little thing, tackle, big hits, touchdowns, interceptions. I mean, it feels like something's happening in the Meadowlands. It feels like something is happening in that Big Blue locker room. And by God, I cannot wait for it to go. I'm not saying we're going to come out of the gate, we're going to run the table, we're going to go 6-1 to start the season, right? We have a tough schedule. We'll get into that a little bit more. But highlights of the preseason, obviously the way the offense played, but really it was the catalyst of that was Jackson Dart. Young Jackson Dart from Ole Miss, the 25th pick overall. He was dazzling. Our tight end group, Theo Johnson, Bellinger, Manhertz, and Fedone. I mean, a lot of action to the tight ends. I know you're not going to go out and you're not going to show everybody what you got in preseason, right? But a lot of action to the tight end. And we have a stud tight end core. We have 4 legitimate NFL tight ends on our roster, and I absolutely love it, especially Theo Johnson, another Penn State guy. I love it so much, and I watched him play, and he was an absolute beast in college. He had a great rookie season, very, very quietly had a great rookie season. He made an impact, and I think he's going to be a huge player for this team, and a huge reason why the New York Giants are going to have a resurgence. He's a Jeremy Shockey type player. And before anybody gets crazy, I'm not saying he's Jeremy Shockey or he's going to be Jeremy Shockey. I'm just saying that's the kind of player that Theo Johnson is, right? He's a win at all costs. He'll take on tacklers. He's a tough kid, and he'll make the good catches. You saw some of one of the touchdown passes that Dart threw during the preseason was to Johnson, and it was an absolute missile, and he made a great catch. And I'm excited for that connection over the next so many years. It's going to be great, and I'm looking forward to that. But you also have to factor in who we got starting, right? Russ. A lot of people make fun of us for signing Russ. Russ was the guy. He's the guy that we had to bring in. We had to bring a veteran in, okay, because we moved on from Danny Dimes. And good luck to Danny. He's got the start in Indianapolis against Miami this week, a home in Indianapolis. Good luck to him. I'm not going to sit here and hate on the guy. I mean, I love the guy. If you know me, or you know how much of a Giant fan I am. I had a Daniel Jones jersey. I have a Daniel Jones sweatshirt. I supported the guy. He's our quarterback. Transversely, I'm also the guy that says I'll support whoever is under center for the New York Giants. But there are some exceptions. And you know who you are out there. You're probably looking at this or listening to me talk about this, and you know where I'm going with this. And you know who you are. Jen, Aaron, Lisa, you know who you are. Mr. Tommy DeVito, who is now a New England Patriot, by the way. And good luck to him. But I'm just so glad I don't have to see him anymore under center for the New York Football Giants, because I don't know if it was him, his face, his agent. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't stand it. And those 3 games that he won for us in 2023 set the franchise back at least 3 years. Right. I mean, I'm glad we have Jackson Dart, but we missed out on Jaden Daniels because we won those games. And again, I'm not going to sit here and root for Giants to lose. I'm always going to want to win every game. But I'm also not stupid. I'm also not going to sit here and say, oh, I don't care about the draft. I just want to win games. Well, that's true during the season. Okay. But when it comes down to it, we lost out on some big players in the draft. But we got our guy. I feel like we got our guy with Dart, and more on him in a few minutes. And then we also have our defensive line. That was also a big part of the preseason, with Abdul Carter getting some time. And listen, he had a welcome to the NFL moment against the Jets. He got knocked to the ground. It was all over social media. Everyone loves to hate on the Giants, but he was also very impactful in that game. They didn't show that. They didn't show him rushing the quarterback. They didn't show him making big plays and stopping runs. And that's going to be a big problem this year. Can the Giants stop the run? And in order for us to be successful and to compete in games, we're going to have to stop the run with something that we could not have done. We did not do at all last year. We were one of the worst teams in the league against the run. But Jackson Dart, he was 32 of 47 for 372 yards in the limited time he played in the preseason. He had three touchdowns, 52 rushing yards with, I believe he also had a rushing touchdown. So I feel like he's the guy. I mean, Russ is going to start for us. Russ is a good guy. There's very few guys I would love to have other than him to mentor young Mr. Dart, along with famous Jameis, and eating the dubs. So I feel like it's a good quarterback room. It's a good place for Dart to learn. He's been elevated to 2 on the depth chart. So that means if Russ goes down, there's a pretty good chance we're going to see Mr. Dart. But hopefully we get through the season, we compete, and Dart sits and he learns. We don't have to throw him out there into the fire. At least give him half the season to sit on the bench and watch and learn, because the NFL is a lot different. Even though the SEC and the Big Ten are the closest things that college football has to the NFL, it's not the NFL. And anybody that's played college football and then played in the pros will tell you it's a completely different game as far as the size and the speed. So it's nothing that he's ever seen before. So I hope that he gets a chance to sit and watch and learn and to figure it out before he gets out there on the field and we throw him into the fire. Because I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him get injured or just get a confidence crush, right? Because we really need him to step up and be our guy. But yeah, I mean, listen, I feel like he's the guy of the future, and it all said and done at the end of the year. I said earlier, we're going to win the Super Bowl with him, at least one. And then we'll see all the haters who want to fire Dable and Shane, because listen, that's a class of Giant fans that I don't want to associate with. That's a class of Giant fans that is never happy. They're miserable all the time. Even when things are going well, they have something to complain about, and they're all over pages, right? They're all over the Giant fan pages. And listen, one of the best out there is, I don't know him personally, but I've been following him for a while. He's very good. If you don't follow him, follow Chuck Knox with 2 X's. He does great content. He's a smart Giant fan. He's like me, right? He goes and he tries to be half full, but there's such a large portion of our fan base. And I'm pretty sure, I feel like it's every fan base that has those haters, right? They're your own fans and they're the worst. They hate them more than rival team hate them, more than Eagle fans or Cowboy fans or any or Jet fans hate the Giants. Our own fans. And they're the worst. So I don't want to associate with that. And so if you want to be negative, please take it somewhere else. Listen, I love constructive criticism. I love talking about, if the team has faults, we'll talk about it. But we're not gonna sit here and be, this guy sucks, fire that guy. We're not doing that here. Okay. We're gonna have smart, healthy football talk. Okay. We're not gonna sit here. We're not gonna glaze the Giants every week, because frankly, There's nothing to glaze them about. If they win games, we'll give them credit for wins. Okay, we lose games and we just get outplayed and we just get beat. We'll talk about that. We're not going to glaze it. We're going to cover the Giants objectively, but we're also going to cover the Giants. We're going to have fun with it. And so what does it do? You think the Giants are facing any major challenges? Absolutely. The major challenges, first of all, the major challenges is bringing respect back to New Jersey, bringing respect back to the swamps of Jersey, to the Meadowlands. Okay, that's the big challenge. Proving to everybody that we aren't a joke. We aren't the joke of the NFL. Because I know, listen, there's teams that are way worse than the Giants, but for some reason, people want to hate on us. And it's probably because we're New York and everyone loves hating on New York teams. Being a Yankee fan, I get that all the time, and that's fine. We got big shoulders. We can handle it. But I feel like on offensive side of the ball, having being able to protect the quarterback, being able to protect Russ or protect Jackson or to protect Jameis, to open up holes for Tracy Jr. and for Scatterbo. That's the challenge for me. That's where I feel like those two things can come together. This is going to be, the other challenge is being able to stop the run, being able to slow teams down defensively when they run the football, contain and make tackles, the open field tackles. That's going to be huge. And those are the challenges we're facing right now. But I mentioned Tracy Jr. Can he improve on his 2024 season? He had almost 900 yards and 5 touchdowns. Not great. He was ranked 15th. I believe he was ranked 15th in the league as far as backs go. So right in the middle. But he wasn't terrible. Not Saquon, obviously. Okay. And but by the way, we're also not talking about that. You can take that somewhere else. All right. You can take that down to Philly because I don't care. He does not play for my team anymore. Okay. He's one of my favorite players in the league. I don't care what team he plays for. I'm going to love the guy. Being a Penn State fan, I watched him play every single game he ever played in college. And I love the guy, but he plays for our arch rival, the team that I hate the most. He plays for them now. So I'm not talking about him, about we let him go, blah, blah, blah. No. Okay, there's a common sense to all that. The Giants didn't handle it great. Okay, and so here we go. The only time we're ever going to talk about it is right now because I have thoughts. The Giants did not handle that great. The optics of that were bad, especially with Hard Knocks in the room. Okay, but let me tell you something, Giant fans. Okay, listen up. Use your eyes and ears here. The New York Giants were never going to re-sign Saquon Barkley. I don't care what you think, or who told you, or I know a guy who knows Brandon Jacobs, and he said that Saquon wanted to stay with the Giants. No, he did not want to stay with the Giants. He said he wanted to stay with the Giants, but why would he want to stay with the Giants? Use your brain. Okay, put your hater's hat off, take it off. Why would Saquon want to stay with the New York Football Giants? Because of money? Because he's loyal? No, dude. There's no loyalty in professional sports, okay? That's out the window. There are no more guys that are loyal to their team. You know what they're loyal to? They're loyal to money. Okay? Guys want to win. They're loyal to winning because winning also brings money. Okay? That's why Saquon was never going to stay. He said all the right things, and he made himself look great, and he's not a bad guy. I'm not mad at Saquon. Initially, I was because he went to Philly, but why wouldn't you not want to go to Philly, the best offensive line in football? If you're running back or quarterback, you want to go to Philly because you're going to get the opportunity to A, be great, and B, win a championship, which every player in their right mind would want to do. I do not blame Saquon for leaving and going to Philly at all. My initial thought was that guy's dead to me. But then when the common sense took over and I'm an adult and I've been watching this team for almost 50 years since I'm 5 years old, I know how this works. I know how football's a business. Okay. Professional sports are a business. Baseball's the same way. Juan Soto left to go to the Mets. That's the same thing to me as Saquon going to the Eagles. Okay. He went to the team that I hate the most, but I don't blame Soto for doing that. He got $765 million. Okay, these guys do not care what team they're playing on. Does he wishes he was still with the Yankees? I guarantee he does. Was he miserable in the Queens? Not with all that money, but I bet you he didn't want to be there. But Saquon, listen, good for him. I did not root for the Eagles in the Super Bowl. I would never want the Eagles to win a Super Bowl. I hope they never win another one. Okay, but I'm happy for Saquon, and that's it. I'm happy for Saquon Barkley that he won a Super Bowl. So he was never staying, Giant fans, never. He was gone. It's just where was he going to go? And the Eagles swooped in and got him. Good for them. Good for him. Time to move on. We got a different team now, and we're trying to build something here. So let's move on. All right. The last thing I want to talk about here, good wide receiver group. Okay. We have the guy. We have our big play wide receiver in Malik Neighbors. Malik is a great player. He's going to continue to be great. He's going to elevate. He's going to be a top 5 player in the National Football League in the next year, probably next 2 years, probably next year. He will be top 5. He'll be one of the top 2 or 3 receivers in the league. When he hits his maturity, that he's got someone that can throw the ball downfield to him. If you saw preseason, Russ was throwing the ball downfield to him. Dart was throwing the ball downfield to him. We've got guys that can get the ball to him, and I think you're going to see him really take off this year. But having Wandale, that's a great thing. Okay, this kid from Notre Dame, Bo Collins, undrafted free agent, love him, made the team, love him. He's going to be big. Watch, he's going to be another slot guy, just like a Wandale kind of guy. Plus, you got Slay, which I'm so glad he's back, and you got Jalen Hyatt, which honestly, I don't know what they're going to do with him. It's kind of mind-boggling what's going on. I don't know. They drafted him. The kid's got nothing but speed. I know he had some problems catching the ball, but we really can't tell with what we have with Hyatt because we've had no one to get him the football since he's been there. So hopefully he has a bigger role. He has a bigger role with the team this year. And Ryan asked if I think that his that Neighbors' back injury is going to have an effect on his season. Early, maybe. He's not listed. The good thing, the injury report came out today at 1:00. The only major name on the injury report was Andrew Thomas, our superstar left tackle, and he's questionable. I think he plays with his foot, but no Neighbors on the list, so that's good news. I think that if he doesn't take care of it, I think that if it becomes nagging, it could be a problem. But he's a young man. He's very healthy. And I feel like we did have the best NFL.com voted the New York Giants training staff the best in the NFL. So if anybody's going to get him healthy, anybody's going to have him ready to play, it is the New York Giants training staff. So hopefully he's healthy because I feel like a big year coming from that guy. Thomas is not on the pup. Thomas is questionable unless that changed from 5:00 this evening. But we'll see. I have to read that when I get home. I know there are some that are, but Thomas was listed as questionable, and then his return was September 7th, which is Sunday. So we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully that didn't change since in the last 2.5 hours. But the biggest question on the side of the offensive side of the ball, again, every Giant fan knows it is not the quarterback. Okay, it is not the quarterback. It's our offensive line. Is Andrew Thomas healthy? And is his foot healthy? Right, he missed almost all last year. Preseason, it was barking at him. He's limited at practice today, but he did practice. And again, I was listed on the Giants injury report as questionable when it came out at 1:00. So we'll see. Will JMS, John Michael Schmidt, will he be better? Will he improve with another year under his belt? Because he was terrible last year, and I feel like he can play. We have a new offensive line coach, which frankly needed to happen a long time ago, but I'm glad we finally recognized it. So hopefully they'll have him ready to play. They looked good in the preseason. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Again, it's against other teams' 2s and 3s, but they looked good in the preseason. You still have to block who's in front of you. Okay. Illuminor, Van Roten with and listen, Evan Neal. They switching positions. He's going to play guard. So one game he looked kind of good. The Patriots game he didn't look so good, but it's another. He's a natural. That was his position in college. He was an All-American in that position, and the Giants moved him to tackle. So I don't know. We'll see. I hope that he comes back because I'm really rooting for that kid. and we really need him. And then you have John Runyon's kid, who I love that we got him because I know that his dad is probably pissed that he's playing for the Giants. If you know John Runyon, he's a legendary Philadelphia Eagle, so I know that probably doesn't sit well with dad that his son is now a New York Giant. So, but they'll look to improve and will allow whoever is under center. New York Giants have activated left tackle Andrew Thomas off the PUP list on August 19th. Yeah, so that is correction. So I was right. But yeah, you had me scared for a second. Because I was like, no, please. I mean, listen, Illuminor would have probably stepped in. Mbo is not ready to play yet, I don't think, at this level. But he could step in if Thomas can't go. So we'll see. Because I think Mbo is a backup to Van Roten, who would probably slide over to left tackle if Thomas doesn't or cannot go. So we'll see. Got to protect the quarterback. Got to open up holes for the running back. That's the key on offense for us. We will win games if that happens, I promise. Defensively, listen, I'm excited. I know that the Philadelphia Eagles have the best defensive line in the NFL. That's unquestioned. Okay, it's not up for debate. The Philadelphia Eagles have a disgusting defensive line, along with their offensive line. But I'm telling you right now, the New York Football Giants have a top 3 defensive line in the NFL. Okay. You got Tibbs, who's probably, I'm calling it now, Tibbs is going to have a great year. You got Sexy Dexy in the middle. Everyone knows he's an all-pro. He's a Pro Bowler. Best interior defensive lineman in the league. Then you got Nunez Roches, and then you got Bobby Burns on the outside. Plus now you add Abdul Carter into the mix. Bobby OK. Bobby OK is going to play a lot, and that gives you 100%. Bobby OK is going to play. If he's healthy, he'll play every snap like he did last year. I think he was the only player in the league that played every single snap defensively for the New York Giants in 2024. So, listen, he's very underrated. No one talks about him, but he was our defensive MVP after Sexy Dexy went down with the injury. But Bobby OK he was great, and hopefully he continues with that. Our secondary is going to be much improved this year. Javon Holland coming over from Miami in free agency, which is huge, right? He's only 25. He was drafted 36th overall, I think, by the Dolphins in 2021. I think 2021, because he's just coming off his rookie contract. So 2021, he was drafted by the Miami Dolphins. He is a fantastic safety, an area that we really needed help with, especially with the over the top, because Flott worries me a little bit. Flott's going to be huge. He's going to get a lot of balls thrown at him this year. Banks has had a fantastic rookie year. Another great draft pick by Shane. He was the number 2 rated corner in the league. And again, another under the radar because we were just so bad last year. He just flew under the radar. And I feel like defensively, if we can stop the run, and we can contain and we can make open field tackles, that is going to be huge, because that is where we really were terrible last year. I mean, we were awful. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Against the run, I think we were giving up close to 5 yards a rush. I'm trying to look up the stats right now. 4th overall in the league in defense last year. But yeah, we were 26th against the run, allowing almost 5 yards a carry. So that's terrible. Got to get better on that. So those are the 2 things we got, folks. 2 things. Offensively, protect the quarterback. Okay? We know that our quarterbacks can throw the ball. We know that our quarterbacks can also run. We know that we have talent at wide receiver. Guys can catch the ball and get downfield. Big play receivers. We just got to have time to get it there. Okay? Because I feel like, as much as I wanted to say, and I said it a million times, give Daniel Jones a chance, he's not the guy. Okay? We did him bad. We did him dirty, but he really was not good. But what can we expect for 2025? Well, not one person outside of some influencers, me, Chuck Knox, a couple other guys. no one's giving the Giants any respect. The NFL.com has us ranked 27th behind the Titans, the Dolphins, the Jaguars, the Raiders, and the Falcons, right? That's disrespectful. Now, listen, I know that we have the hardest schedule in the NFL. That statistically, it's a fact. I'm not making this up. I'm not just saying it because we have tough teams. We have the statistically toughest schedule based on last year's stats and last year's teams' records in the NFL by a long shot. Okay, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. Only the Colts, Panthers, Jets. Only the Colts, Panthers, Jets, Browns, and Saints are ranked lower than the New York Giants. And that's the state of our franchise, folks. We earned that. I mean, they're basing that off what they feel like we're going to do this year. But hey, let's go out and surprise them. Let's go out and shock everybody. I'm not saying we're going to the playoffs. We got a 10% chance of making the playoffs. According with Danny Orlovsky on ESPN, we have a 10% chance of making the playoffs this year. I feel like that's probably too high, but you never know. Giants are going to be better than people think they are. People are going to come out of the gate early in the season, and they feel like they're going to walk on us, and that's not going to happen. I feel like the Giants are going to compete this year. I feel like the Giants are going to give a lot of people problems. Question: how do you think the Ravens and Giants are going to stack up this year? Ravens are going to be good, right? Ravens are always good. I mean, Lamar is a top 3 quarterback in the league. Didn't get the MVP last year. That went to my man Josh Allen, who, by the way, if you didn't know, the only other player in the NFL that doesn't play for the Giants that I love more than Saquon is Josh Allen. I'm a huge Josh Allen guy. I pick the Buffalo Bills to go to the Super Bowl every year. I've been wrong every year since 1993, and hopefully I'm not wrong this year. Because if it ain't my team, I hope it's the Buffalo Bills. They got to win one soon. So for all you Buffalo Bill fans out there that know me, you're welcome. I jinxed them once again this year. That's to my good friend Nat St. Laurent. He's probably the biggest Bills fan I know, and my friend Scotty, he's a big Bill fan. But I hope I didn't jinx them, fellas. But I love to see them win the Super Bowl. I love to see Josh Allen get his due. But the Ravens are going to be good defensively. They're good offensively. They have weapons. They got Lamar. They got a good running game. They got one of the best tight ends in the league. They're good. They're going to be good, though. They're going to be probably a 1, 2, or 3 seed in the league. Kansas City is still with the Chiefs, man. Until someone beats them, I got Kansas City and then Baltimore and Buffalo battling for that 2 spot. So, and that's always a good battle. So those 3 teams play each other. That's a treat. Hey, listen, no one respects us. It's disrespect all over. Every sports media outlet, everybody out there telling us that we're terrible. I see my good friend Rich. My good friend Rich is up there. Rich, dude, I love you, man. Rich has always been a supporter. Him and I go way back. We grew up together. We grew up back home in Jersey in Eatontown. I think Rich is still a mainstay back home in Eatontown. I think he lives in Long Branch now, don't you, Rich? But we grew up together, and he's a big Dallas Cowboy fan, man. And one of my favorite things about the football season is reading Rich's posts during a Cowboy game. He goes from this team is awesome, we're going to the Super Bowl, to I hate this team, I'm done, I'm going to bed, within a matter of minutes. And then you'll see him post another hour. He's watching and talking about the game. So I look forward to that. But hey, Rich, thanks for tuning in, buddy. I appreciate your support as always. But yeah, hey, listen, no one's going to respect us. Let them. That's what I say. What is that little poem? That's let them. Let them sleep on us, fellas. Let them disrespect the New York Football Giants. Let them sleep on us. That's what we want. We want people to sleep on us. We want people to disrespect us, because give us more reason to be better. Give us more reason to be great. Because that's what we need. We want you to hate us. We want you to disrespect us, because it ain't gonna last. So get it out. Get your jabs in. Get your jokes, because it ain't gonna last. Because the New York Football Giants are back, baby. I'm telling you right now. The energy around this team in the preseason, something I haven't seen in a long time. these teams, these players love each other. These players root for each other, and there's something outside of football that I like about this football team, about this Giants team. Something outside of the football, the on the field stuff that I like about this team. I don't know if it's Russ. I don't know uh if it's Jameis, because he's a funny guy. He's a team guy. He's a locker room guy, which is you couldn't always say that about him, at least as far as we knew, coming out of college or down in or Tampa when he was struggling down there. Right. Something changed in Jameis, and I was one of the first guys on that bandwagon when he signed with the New York Football Giants. And I'm excited to have him. I'm glad we didn't trade him away. I feel like he's a good character guy and he's good for the team. And I love that we have him. But I feel like he brings something, the intangibles, stuff like that, brings that to the football team because that's what we need, honestly, right? That's what we really need because it felt like this team wasn't together. There wasn't the family atmosphere around the New York Football Giants because we got tired of losing. We got tired of people talking trash on us. All right. It was just miserable. Losing sucks. It wears on you after a while. It wears on you. You hear the idiots on WFAN just cook the Giants every single day. I can't even listen to that channel anymore. It's completely become unlistenable. Uh, Even the guys I respected, I just can't listen anymore. It's just, and that goes for most sports media now. It's just every single guy out there or gal, and they want to just talk about and say who can say the dumbest, most outrageous thing. And half the stuff they say, they probably don't even believe. They're screaming at each other and just yelling, and it's just trash talking the other team. Like, you listen to it now, it's Met fans trashing Yankee fans. It's Yankee fans trashing Met fans. Pretty soon it's going to be Jets and Giant fans going at it. It's awful. It's not even listenable. So, I mean, that kind of stuff wears on you as a player, I'm sure. I mean, they say they don't hear it, but they hear it. They see the paper. You walk by the newsstand and you see it. How can you not? And it isn't like they don't know they suck. It's like, they say what is the saying that you say the hardest thing about being stupid is not knowing, right? Is that how the saying goes? Like the hardest thing about sucking is not knowing that you suck, but they know they suck. Everyone knows they suck. You think they don't know that? They don't want to suck, but they do. And then being told that over and over again, it wears on you, and that kind of kills the locker room vibe. But I feel like this is a fresh start, and I feel like 6 or 7 wins is a possibility. Is it ideal? No. We want to win 10 games. Absolutely. Is it realistic? Absolutely not. With the schedule we have, not realistic. Could they win a couple more games and slide 8 or 9? Sure. Could they lose a couple close ones and slide to 5 or 6? Absolutely. The big thing here is compete. Let's be competitive. Okay. Let's go out there and not lay down. How many games did I go to last year at Meadowlands, including opening day? It was embarrassing against the Vikings. Embarrassing. Getting blown out at home. And you got Baker Mayfield, who I also love, doing this in the end zone after scoring a touchdown. And just getting blown out, embarrassed by teams. Let's not do that this year, guys. Let's go out and be competitive. Play good, hard-nosed football, right? Bring the fans back. That's what the Giant fans want to see. They want to see good, hard-nosed football. Play defense. Run the football. Block, tackle. The things that made the New York Giants a great franchise for so many years. Winning championships, okay? It's going to take time. But this is the team that's going to do it. This is the foundation to build that house. You got kids like Scottibo and Dart, okay, to complement guys, the veterans like Dexy and Tibbs and Burns, and you got Carter coming in. I like it, but go out and be competitive, right? Because character doesn't win football games. Talent wins football games, and winning in the NFL is hard. My good friend Kev Mike will tell you. He says it all the time. Winning games in the NFL is hard. So quick, let's talk about week 1. Washington Commanders coming off a great season. Jaden Daniels, a great rookie season. 100.1 QBR. 3,600 yards passing. 25 touchdowns and only 9 picks. Add in another 900, almost 900 yards rushing and 9 rushing TDs. I mean, what do you say about that? That could have been our guy. Thanks, Tommy DeVito. Okay. That team is good. They were in the NFC Championship against the Lions. Like, who told you? If you'd have told me 2 years ago, hey, 2 years from now, the Detroit Lions and the Washington Commanders are going to play in the NFC Championship. Oh no, it wasn't the NFC Championship. The Lions weren't in. Obviously, the Eagles were in. They beat the crap out of the Redskins. Okay, but the Redskins or the Commanders out of nowhere, and it just shows what one good quarterback can do for your franchise. They didn't have the best offensive line, but they had that quarterback. They had that guy. He was the guy, and that's what I feel Jackson Dart will do for us. Maybe not this year, right? But re-signing McLaurin, that was huge. I mean, that happened late, but they didn't know if they were even going to have him for week 1. And now they got him. Now they're favorites. You know, I don't know what the line is. I feel like it's probably close to a touchdown. Shame on me for not looking at that, but it's only Wednesday. Get closer to Friday, we'll check the line and post it. But listen, Joe Shane said you have to be ready to play in September, and that's why we played all of our players in the preseason, right? Guys are like, why is this guy still in? Why is that guy still in? Because we have to be ready to play in September. And guess what? It's September. The season starts tomorrow, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Cowboys, Eagles. Season starts. You got to be ready to play. If you ain't ready to play, you're going to get punched in the mouth and you're going to lose. All right. So we'll see if that plays dividends, but that's going to pay dividends for us here in week 1 down in DC. You know, right off the bat, it's an NFC matchup. I'm actually shocked that we're not playing Dallas in game 1 like we always do. We got Dallas in week 2, which I think that's going to be a competitive game too. There's a possibility we could beat 2-0 going into the home opener. It's a good possibility. It's also a possibility that we can go 0-2, which is, I feel like 1-1 is probably more likely. But there's a possibility we can be 2-0 going into the home opener against the Chiefs. All right. So we just can't afford to get out of the gate of the season with a losing record, and like we do every year. Right. I believe stat, let me find it. 2-8 in their last 10 September games. Okay. 2-8. But if you remember 2007, the year we beat the Patriots the first time in the Super Bowl, had a slow start, got out of the gate really slow. In fact, I feel like Tom Coughlin's job was on the line, and we went into Washington and we beat the Redskins. Was the Redskins then? We beat them on a goal line stand. The Washington had 4 chances to score from the 3-yard line, and we stopped them all 4, and we won the football game. And Rich says, "Yeah, and my shitty move for the fall winter starts tomorrow." Yeah, listen, that's a tough draw for right off the bat, Rich, playing the Eagles at home. Playing the Eagles at home to start the season on Thursday Night Football, when they're going to raise their banner and the whole thing. It's not ideal. You guys are going to get blown out. You guys are going to lose by 20 points. I think I called 31-14. So I think you're going to lose by 17. So 31-17 maybe, I don't know. You're going to give up a lot of points, you ain't going to score a lot. But it's okay. It's the Eagles. Can't get wrapped around the axle on game 1. Right? You got to hope you compete, build on what you got. We'll see. But listen, you got for the Giants, you can't get in a hole. You got to go out Sunday afternoon and be the hammer instead of the nail for once. Okay? Go out and be the hammer instead of the nail, because I'm tired of being the nail every September. Go out and do it, man. Time for talk is over, right? We lost both games to Washington by a combined 8 points last year. The first game we played them early on, we didn't even have a kicker. Giants didn't even have a kicker in that game. I think the Commanders kicked the field goal to win the game, and they barely beat us. But we didn't have a kicker. We had a kicker, we win that game easy. I think our kicker tore his hamstring or some crap. I don't know, whatever. It was a typical stuff. In the second game, it was tighter, but we scored some garbage points at the end. So we're 0-2 against Washington for the first time in I don't know how long. We usually win at least one against them. So hopefully that win for us is this week. We'll see. But the keys to victory going to give you my keys to victory here for week number 1 for the New York Giants against Washington Commanders, containing the run. Okay, I talked about it a little bit earlier. Robinson's gone, but Eckler is a very strong running back, and you know what Daniels can do. Okay, Daniels is basically a running back with a great arm and great field vision. Open field tackles and maintaining the gaps, guys. Okay, I feel like our linebackers we're going to get better at that this year. Maintain the gap and then make them open field tackles. That's the key to stopping the run, and that's the number one thing we have to do if we want a chance to win on Sunday. Getting to Daniels, putting pressure on him, forcing him out of the pocket, containing him, and make him throw on the run. Okay, we aren't the Eagles, obviously, but that's how the Eagles beat him. Got him out of his comfort zone. That's how we have to do it. But I feel like with the talent we have up front, the front seven, we can absolutely dominate that defensive line, or we can dominate the line of scrimmage on defense. And that's what we're going to have to do if we want to win this game. That's number 2. Number 3, limit big plays. Giants were the worst in the NFL last year in stopping plays over 50 yards. Worst in the league. I had like the most given up in, 20-something years, they said. I don't know. I can't remember. It was one of them stats I don't want to remember. But it was not good. Okay. Giving up big plays was just like our calling card last year. So stop it. Let's stop doing that. It's time for that to change. And get off to a fast start, guys. Okay, let's get off to a fast start. The Commanders, notoriously slow starting. So you have to take advantage early. Control the clock. Put touchdowns on the board instead of field goals. Touchdowns instead of field goals. And we'll talk about red zone here in a minute, but put pressure on the Redskins to answer. Make them have to answer you. Okay, if you go down the field, put yourself in a position to score touchdowns and score touchdowns. Don't settle for field goals. Okay, and then, like I said, red zone. That's another key to the winning. Score touchdowns in the red zone. Outstanding defensively in the red zone, stopping teams. I think we were one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league, maybe number 1. Defense in the red zone, stopping teams. We couldn't buy a touchdown in the end zone. I mean, couldn't buy a touchdown in the red zone last year on offense. Couldn't buy it. Right? We rely on the kicker way too much. Put ourselves in bad position, and that sets up the next one. Establishing the run. Okay? Establish the run. Use our 2-headed monster we got. Tracy, Scatabo, use them. Set up the runs, set up the pass, play action pass. Okay? Put yourself in third and short situations. Because putting yourself in third and long every single time is not ideal, guys. It's not ideal. It's got to change. 29th in the league last year in the red zone, 32% touchdown rate. That's obviously not good. So, and then the cliche, winning the turnover battle. Everyone says you got to win the turnover battle. Okay, the Commanders they lost every single game that they lost a turnover battle in. So winning the turnover battle, that's probably got to be number 1, right? Most teams win games that they win the turnover battle in. And then defensively, last year we had so many dumb flags on defense, so many stupid penalties that extended drives for the other team. Some were warranted, some I questioned, but it is what it is. When you're not a good team, you don't get those calls. But don't give them a reason to make those calls, right? Be better, be smarter around the ball. Limit the penalties, both sides of the ball, and that's another way to win. So it sounds simple, but anybody who watches New York Giants football for the last 10 years, 15 years, that's how we roll, man. Nothing's easy. Nothing is simple. Okay? We could say it all we want, but hey, we got to go out there and we got to get it done. Okay? Got to get it done. My prediction for the game. Here we go. My prediction for the game. New York Giants 24, Washington Commanders 20. Giants win going away. Headed to Dallas for week 2, up 1-0. I feel like the Giants go in Washington and surprise them because I feel like Washington takes a little bit of a step back this year. A little bit of a step back. So we'll see. But I feel like Giants win this one close as always because nothing's ever easy for us. We don't blow teams out. We just win. We grind out games. And I feel like the Giants grind this out, get a little confidence headed into Dallas, and we win this one by 4, 24-20. So pieces are in place, Giant fans. Pieces are in place to bring respect back to New Jersey. Bring respect back to Big Blue football. Bring it back to the days of Parcells. Bring it back to the days of Tom Coughlin. Right? This is one of the most exciting groups on defense that I remember having since we had JPP and OC and Tuck and Strahan. Right? This is an exciting group of guys, and I feel like they're going to bring Big Blue football back. That defense, the Wrecking Crew. Okay, if you're an old man like me, you remember the Big Blue Wrecking Crew, the Banks and the Reasons and the Taylors and the Leonard Marshalls and the George Martins, right? Those are the guys, man. And I feel like this is that kind of unit. They can be that guy. Now, obviously, we're not comparing anybody to LT. We're not comparing anybody to Harry Carson or Carl Banks because they have to earn that. But I feel like this is that unit. So the pieces are there, and we're building it, guys. We're building it. We need some help on that offensive line, but I feel like that once that happens, this is a Super Bowl team. And you could disagree with me all you want. I'm not saying it's this year. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's next year, but in the next 3 to 4 years, this team will be a Super Bowl contender. And you can write that down. We just got to go out and compete every week. That's what I want to see from the New York Giants this year. Compete every week. Don't lay down. Play hard football. Okay. Don't go out there and just do what we did last year. It just seemed it was embarrassing. And I don't want to leave football games early. Don't make me leave early this year, guys. So the stage is set, guys. Talk's over. 2025 season, it's the eve of the 2025 NFL football season. I'm excited. I know you're excited. I plan on Sunday afternoon making a pot of chili and watching Red Zone after the Yankees, after the Giant game. Just Red Zoning all day. Nothing to do except watch football. And it's back. No Sundays without football. No Sundays without football until February, fellas. Let's go. We're here. And I think we actually have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 straight days of NFL football. Because you have Dallas, Philly tomorrow night, and then Friday night you got the game in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's the Chiefs and the Chargers. Well, no, there's no games on Saturday. So we have 2 days and then 2 days. So we have college football all day Saturday. So I was wrong on that. But we have 4 out of the next 5 days is NFL football. Yeah, thanks. So, hey, guys, listen, please like and follow us on Facebook at Big Blue Confidential. I'm going to have more social medias up. Going against my better judgment. I'm going to make a TikTok for the show because I really have some cool content that I want to put out there. And I think TikTok is the right platform for that. We'll do an Instagram, a YouTube, the whole 9 yards, but this is our first one. This is the first episode. We're only going to get better here, and it's going to be fun. I hope that you guys stick around. If you're at a Giant game, if you're at MetLife Stadium, come see me at the tailgate. Come see our tailgate. Come out and hang out with us. We're in J18 in the Gold Lot. I'm telling you right now that I'm going to give a shout out to my J18 homies, all my peeps in J18. We do it right. I don't care what you know or what you heard or who you know or who you heard, but J18 does it right. It's the best group of Giant fans I know, some of the best people I know. Come out there and party with us. I'm going to have the cameras rolling. We're going to be doing interviews. We're going to be doing live shots. We're going to be doing stuff for Big Blue Confidential in J18 at our tailgates. So come say hello, and maybe you'll get yourself on the show. But tune in Monday. Be our next episode. We're going to recap Sunday's game against Washington, and then we'll look ahead to the Cowboys. It's a big week. Everyone loves Cowboys week. And hopefully Monday's show will be celebrating a Victory Monday. Love me some Victory Mondays. All right. So, guys, keep the faith. Keep the faith. The New York Giants football is back, baby. Keep the faith. Until Monday night, Victory Monday. It's New York versus everybody, baby. New York versus everybody. We'll see you next week, Big Blue Nation. This is Scott.